All right, Cindy carefully counted the protozoa in 20 slides. The numbers she's counted in the slides were as follows. Make a stem and leaf plot of the number of protozoa counted. All right, so we need to make a stem and leaf. Do you guys remember how to make stem and leaf plots? No. Good, great. All right, let me move these up a little bit. They like to put these on the SAT. A lot of the state tests have stem and leaves. All right, so we're going to do stem and leaf. That's what we label it. All right, and you can only have single digits over here on the right. So our stem actually is going to be 2 digits, the first 2 digits. So we've got 13, 12, 13, 13, 14, 15, 11. So it looks like, what do you think our lowest and our highest are? Possibly 111, and is this one the highest? Yeah, so our stems are going to go 11, 12, 13, 14, 15. Okay, and then we want to go in order from least to greatest. So the whole point of this is to put it in order. All right, so for all of the 11s, let's circle all of them that have 11s to start. Are there just 2? You guys are going to help me out. All right, so I have 111, 118. So for 111, the 11 is already over here. We put a 1. All right, and then we leave a tiny space and we put an 8. Okay, that's 118. So this represents 111, and then this represents 118. Okay, all right, now we do all the 12s. So let's cross off these 2 because we already did them. So I've got a 12 here, a 12 here, a 12 here, a 12 here. All right, what's my lowest one? 3. Okay, what's the next one going to be? 7, 8, 9. All right. Yeah. Only I could see this all at the same time. That would really help. All right, 13. So now I've got this guy, this guy, this guy, this guy, and this guy. And we got to put them in order. So 0 goes first. I've got 130. Okay, what goes next? Yep, then we've got 132. Okay, what goes next? 5, 6, 9. All right, 5, 6, 9. Notice you're kind of trying to line these up so you can like see the shape and stuff. When you get to stats, it's like helpful if you kind of line them up. All right, 14. Now we're on the 14s. All right, let's get another color here. All right, 142, 142, 145, 148, 149, 149. All right, so we've got 2 2s. So we do list those twice, 142, 142. All right, and then I've got 45, 48, 49, 49, right? All right, so 45, 48, 49, 49. And then we've got the 150s. Looks like there's 3 of them, so 0, 0, 1. And that would be our stem and leaf, okay? So it's really just putting it in order from least to greatest, work from the inside out, okay? That's called a stem and leaf graph, okay? All right. Now they might ask you to do some other cool things like find the range, find the median, and find the mode, and find the mean. This is the same data. So I'm going to go back to my stem and leaf, and let's just do all those things right here, okay? So let's find the range. So we put it in order. What's my biggest number? 151. Okay, what's my smallest number? 111. So if I subtract that, I get 40. All right. And then let's do the median. So first of all, it told us that there were 20 numbers, like in the problem. So that is helpful. If you know there's 20, that means that halvesies, if I have 20 numbers, 10 and 10, right? There would be 10 on the left, 10 on the right. So if I want to split it in half, I would go 1, 2. I start on the inside and count out. 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Okay, if I split right here, I should have 10 numbers on the left and 10 on the right. It's already in order, so that's why I'm counting the way I counted, all right? And so my two middle numbers are 136 and 139. I would need to average those two where I add them up and divide by 2. I'm not going to do it. You guys can do that, right? You could use a calculator to do it if you wanted. All right, and then we've got the mode. Okay, mode means most often, which, oh, I think we have a couple of modes. How many modes do we have? Yeah, I think we have 142, 149, and 150. 3 modes, because they all have 2 numbers each. Yay. All right, and then of course the mean, you guys can do that, right? Add them all up and divide by 20. We could use a calculator, do the mean, okay? All right. Using the stem and leaf, create a frequency distribution table of the data. All right, so this is called a histogram. And you want to draw an XY axis and you want to label them, all right? So your X axis is this number of protozoa, whatever we were talking about. And then this is just a count. It's a frequency. So you can put count or frequency. All right, and we separate these into bins, okay? So our first bin, if you look over here, we already kind of did that with our stem and leaf. So inside the 111s, we have 2 things, okay? 2 things. Between, this would be like from a bottom of 110 up to 119, okay? And so I've got 2 things in that bin. So when you go to your histogram, all right, from here to here, we would draw a bar that goes up to 2. All right, I only had 2 things in that bin. The next one goes from 120 to 130. What we did though is we actually put 130s in the next bin, okay? It goes up. So if I look at my 120s on my stem and leaf, how high should I go? How many numbers do I have? 4. So for this second bin, the 120s, I have 4 things. So we're going to go over to our histogram, and we're going to go up to 4. All right. And then from 130 to 140, can you guys tell me how many there are? Are there 5? Okay. And then for 140 to 150, can you tell me how many there are? Okay, so we'll go here. Pretend like I'm drawing straight. And how many in the 150s are there? 3? Okay. All right, that's called a histogram. Notice there's no space in between the bars. They go right next to each other. All right, if you have a stem and leaf, it helps you put it into bins. Otherwise, you can separate the bins however you want, but it's helpful to have at least 5 bars. If you only have 2 bars, it's like not helpful. You can't tell the shape when you get to stats. So you want at least 5 bars when you separate out your bins. Okay? All right, let's try some whiteboards.